Welcome back. Welcome back after what has been a 6th-month hiatus for this series. I have been doing other things, but I mean, who really watches that stuff anyway? Hello again, Ludwig. You're still alive because I said yes and lied to you about your honourable Spartans. So anyway, this is being done in post-commentary because a lot of the reason why I haven't been doing anything for such a long time, and a lot of the reason why the past two videos have not really had me speaking all that much, is because I've been sorting out technical stuff with headphones. I had some issues where, well, basically the one I have now had to be resoldered. But that's been sorted, hopefully, and the only thing I have to worry about now is a bit of a croaky voice. But hopefully not too bad. Anyway, this first video is more or less going to be a cleanup of the rest of the things you can do in the DLC. There isn't an awful lot left. So the first thing is just having one last fight with Mr. Bloody Morningstar Man, otherwise known as Brador. Then there will be the boss fight with Lawrence. And then after that, showing off something that's pretty neat for the Arcane builds in Bloodborne, which is part of the reason why I wanted to do this series in the first place. The DLC added a lot of different things you can do with Arcane, some of which I've already shown, like the Black Sky Eye. But there are some other things as well. More meaningful things, I think. So this is his antler head, which goes into a bit more about who he was before he became the church assassin that he is now. You decide how much you actually care about that sort of thing. Honestly, there are better characters in this game than Brador and a lot of the DLC characters. Maria, in fact, is actually a surprisingly good character the more you find out about her. But that's about it, really, unfortunately.
Hear this? Fear the bells toll. For only death awaits foolish prying eyes, and the church assassins are never far behind.
I mean, he cackles to himself here rather hilariously and evilly like a lot of other characters in Bloodborne, but he doesn't realise that I have the key to his door. Kind of awkward.
Well, look who's here. Welcome to my quarters. I've never entertained a guest before. Are you going to kill me? After all you've done, kill me? As if to right your wrongs.
Having a blast. He's actually, in this stage, he's an old man. Like, he can't really fight in the way his spirit does, because the spirit is the one that invades you and is him in his prime. He's not in his prime. He's an old man now.
Aren't you going to kill me? Or perhaps...
I like how he sounds almost disappointed in that.
Well, leave off. What's done is done.
So he's pretty much resigned to his fate. He doesn't actually care what you do. And if you want the blood letter, you darn better kill him.
Changes. Such is the nature of man.
What a jolly good joke, eh? Human beings, am I right? Nah. Well said. Anyway, this is one of my favourite weapons in the game, but unfortunately I can't show it off. It's basically, as you've seen Brador use it. One-handed form is a mace, which is a very good strength scaling weapon. Transformed, it's like the Shikage, it's a blood-tinged weapon. And a very good one at that, with actually a frenzy attack that wasn't shown by Brador. It inflicts frenzy on you. I don't think it inflicts frenzy on anything else, but it's a big AoE damage thing. It's such a good weapon. It's a lot of fun to use. I highly recommend, if you have not done it, that you make a strength blood tinge build to try it out, because it's one of my favorite weapons. It's also surprisingly versatile. Which you could say the same for a lot of the strength weapons in Bloodborne. They actually did a really good job at making most of them actually pretty good. Such as this one in particular, which was a little too good, as you might find out. But now making our way back to Lawrence, who, if you don't remember, and I don't blame you if you don't remember, it's been a fucking long time, he was just chilling out in the Grand Cathedral. So we're just gonna go and pay him a visit. Except this time, we have something a little different. We have Lawrence's skull, which of course was underneath the lift that leads up to the research hall. Now, this was actually the second time for me fighting this boss. The first time the recording fucked up. I'm not doing this like I usually do, where it's like a stream thing. This is far more segmented and recorded locally. Oh god, my back. Oh god. Oh, it's been a while since I felt that pain. Oh, fuck my head. Shouldn't have drunk that much. Who was that you? Stop saying so much, god damn it, my head hurts. Give me that. Give me that shit right now. Give me my bloody aspirin. So yeah, this is Lawrence, of course. Now, the thing is about this fight is that I see a surprising amount of people really struggle with it. And while I've certainly been killed by this boss on many an occasion, I'd never struggled with it nearly as much as other people seem to have done. Like, I've seen people completely style on, like Maria and the Orphan of Kos, and then just come to this boss and just get completely wiped over and over and over again. And it's weird because, for me, it's Orphan and even Ludwig that give me the most trouble. But with this boss, I don't know, it's just... I think the thing that makes this boss more difficult for some people is that it's not a fight where you want to stay up close. Contrary to, like, a lot of Bloodborne bosses, the best thing to do is just keep your distance and bait out some of these longer, more telegraphed attacks that are more easily punishable. But the thing is, like, the first phase of this fight is just a more damaging and tanky cleric beast. The same strategies work in this stage. It's just that you have to watch out for the fire after effects. It's the second phase where things get different, but even then, not by all that much. And as you can see there, he does a lot of damage, so that is why you don't want to stay up close, because it's actually very difficult to completely avoid most of his attacks up close. And I think, yeah, as I said before, that's what gives me people the most trouble, because usually that's the best thing to do in Bloodborne. Stay up close and just hack them to pieces and just blood vial through any damage. In a way, it teaches you to get into a very bad habit. But with bosses like this, and I suppose to a sense even Ludwig, although Ludwig I think is a lot more cheap in his beast form, is just keep your distance and bait out the attacks that you can punish. And it does help that I have a very strong electric whirligig saw, which the L2 is still stupidly powerful. So that was good fun to do, just go in and just erode his health bar. Now very shortly it goes into the second phase, and that's as I said, that is a little different. In a way, I originally thought this boss was just going to be a fiery cleric beast, and I was like, yeah, may as well get this over with, same old shit. And then, I think it's actually in this part that's coming up. I let him back off. And then this happens, and I was like, what? Okay, I guess I'm fighting half a boss now? And it was this part that I think killed me the first time, where it was just getting hit by some of his nastier shit in this phase. But even this phase, if you're careful and you're used to his attacks, it's not that big a deal. Although having said that, the second time I did this, I still had to choke for a lot of blood vials, because I took hits I shouldn't, and yeah, they do a lot of damage when they do. Having said all that, this is still just definitely one of the lazier and less interesting fights in the DLC. It doesn't annoy me as much as Orphan or Ludwig Phase 1, but it doesn't have quite the same super epic moments to it. It does have, however, one of the best tracks in the game. I do recommend listening to the track for this boss fight by itself, without all this screeching and fiery noise and some twat commentating it all. But yeah. If you do struggle with this fight, again, keeping your distance helps, and when he goes and does the stupid bongo crawl over to you, all you really need to do is either do what I did here and just sort of space it out, or just time your dodges. It really is like a sort of Dance Dance Revolution thing, where it's like, dodge, 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 get with the rhythm, perfect! Kind of ruining the tone of this now, aren't I? But yeah. There's that, which I keep my distance for and back off, because the tracking on it is very, very good, and the timing on dodging is quite awkward. And of course he does have a follow-up you want to watch out for. But that's more or less it. And this is the rune you get. This is actually an oath rune, like the Hunter of Hunters rune and the Corruption rune that you get. And this is one of 2 runes that allows you to change your character quite dramatically. This one allows you to turn into a beast. But in order to get the full advantage of that, you need to get the Beast Claws, which are a Chalice dungeon exclusive weapon. You get them, I think, in the fixed Lauren Chalice dungeon. The first one, Alien Lauren, maybe. I can't quite remember all that. Well, how peculiar. Lady with another A first name has vacated her seat. And also lost 95% of her body. A physical manifestation of what's happened to the For Honor player base.
Oh, hello.
No.
One last time. Will you fetch brain fluid just one last time? The murky, mushy fluid that will make me whole. The sticky sound whispers to me, so very close, right into my ear. My head, just a head, that's all there is. I need my baptism. Please.
I didn't notice this for quite a long time, but there's something oddly lewd about the fact that you have all these women just asking for sticky white brain fluid for their baptism. It's just, now that I know it and see that, I can't unsee it. Maybe it's just my dirty mind.
Give me brain fluid. The sticky sound whispers I need my baptism. Or perhaps I'm already brimming over.
Brimming over with brain fluid. But that's your hint as to where you're gonna find the last one. Perhaps I'm already brimming over. Turns out she was right. And there it is. More cryptic, hilarious description, being like, oh, isn't this arcane cosmic semen really fucking mysterious and everything? It's like, yeah, sure, whatever you say, Miyazaki.
Give me brain fluid, the sticky.
I've kind of just become very jaded about Miyazaki's storytelling, especially after Dark Souls 3.
I see a shape. My guide, I see your voice. Clearly as it bends and bleeds.
And this is where you get the other Oath rune in the DLC. And this one is the one I'm more interested in.
Thank
And you'll see why in a moment.
for everything. Really, I used to be nothing.
And then she dies for some reason, even though the others don't die. I guess too much brain fluid semen just kills you off or something? I don't know. I don't know why the fuck he does this. In Bloodborne and 3, it's like, well, I don't know what to do with this character, so I'll just kill them off, I guess. But anyway. Sorry about that. You remember the Kos parasite? A weapon acquired from the Orphan of Kos, and it's basically just an arcane fist. But with the Milkweed rune, not only do you, well, turn into a broccoli man, which in of itself is already quite hilarious and worthwhile. It also raises your item discovery by quite a bit, which is not too shabby. But it also changes the way the Kos parasite works. It turns you into a hentai tentacle monster, and you get to lewdly tentacle people to death. It's pretty unexceptional in its one-handed phase. But once you transform it, it becomes actually surprisingly effective, especially if you gem it up properly. Because a lot of its attacks, while they're slow, they stagger quite a bit and they have a surprising amount of hyper power. But it's this move in particular, which I'm about to do right now. Well, that one's also fairly good, but this one, where you just sort of give yourself a hug, that's very effective because it's a very, very strong AoE attack. So maybe I'll get some use out of that once I get the right gems for it. But there is another reason to get it, if you're an Arcane character, and it's to have an interaction with this otherwise meaningless and annoying NPC.
Curse here, curse there, a curse for he and she. Why care?
Indeed, why even give a single fuck about what this twat says? But the reason I am doing this is because it gives you a hunter's tool. And this one is sort of like an arcane grenade, so it's actually quite handy. And it's, again, it takes only 2 Quicksilver bullets, so it's actually quite viable to use on a regular basis. Hey, it's the sound I make when I wake up in the morning. Wonderful. So, yeah. I mean, Black Sky Eye is still probably more economical, but this one has an AoE effect, which is handy for dealing with groups, and it also does a fair bit of damage by itself. And unfortunately you cannot kill this guy, nor do you get anything out of doing it if you could. Bit of a shame, but whatever. Anyway, next video is going to be on the Yaha Ghul main story progression. I will see you